What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. We got to pick one here today, and this is going to be tough. Which tricep exercise is the best for adding mass to the back of your arms? And we have to do an iron face-off here, and we're going to pit 3 exercises against each other. And I said it's tough because I actually like all 3 of these exercises, but if you're going to put the science back in strength like we commit to here on this channel, you're going to have to sometimes make some tough decisions. So I'm going to give you the facts about each of these to help you to see why I'm arriving at my choice for the best. Okay, let's start it with one of the classic exercises here that seems to make its way into all of our tricep routines, and it's the pushdown. And I'm demonstrating with a rope, but the same can apply here whether you're using a straight bar or a rope. The fact is this, guys, I like this exercise, like I said, and what I do like about it is that you can load it up. You can do progressive overload, which is a key for building more muscle because this allows you to do that. You can load the whole damn stack in some cases. I also like that it's easier on your elbows than some of the other exercises that I even might show in this video later on. That's because of the cables and the fact that this pulley machine makes it easy on our joints. But at the same time that it's doing that, it's also compromising the strength curves throughout the exercise. So if you look at me doing this exercise here, we know the idea that the line of resistance is through the cable. And if it's perpendicular to my forearm, like it is in the beginning of the rep, then we're going to have maximum tension on the triceps at that point. But if it gets at any point parallel to that forearm, then we know we're taking some of the tension away, and that's happening in this exercise at the point that it matters the most, down there in peak contraction. Now, I've discussed in the past here how my rocking tricep pushdown will help to obliterate that, and we can actually get tension both in the beginning and at the end, but that was covered in a completely separate video, and I'll show you how to do that in depth in that video, and I'll link that for you there. But we also don't get that all-important stretch on the long head here of the tricep. Realizing, guys, the long head of the tricep is making up the most mass in your tricep. Of the 3 heads, it's going to be where you can bank on getting the most size. We don't ever have our arms over our head at any point in this exercise to put a stretch on that long head. So here again, it's failing. So for both of those reasons, it's a great exercise, but just not my single sole choice if I can only pick one. Okay, next up is another classic exercise for the triceps, and this one is the close grip bench press. Now, this one actually offers a versatility that even the pushdown did not, and that is you could either do this with dumbbells or you could do it with the barbell. Whereas that pushdown there, you're kind of limited to either a cable or maybe a band setup, but we all know that the band is a little bit inferior. Even there with the strength curves, not enough resistance until the very end. So I like that this brings us to the table, but it also allows us to do progressive overload because we can really load this one up. But that leads immediately into the question of what are we loading? Are we really loading the triceps here? Just because we have a narrower grip, we are definitely hitting them a little bit better, but we're not going to ever take out the shoulders and the chest from this movement, and especially if you're already dominant there, they're going to want to tend to dominate that exercise every single time you do it. Beyond that, if you at all do not lock out every single rep here, then you're going to be then throwing out the remainder of the benefits for this exercise because that is when the triceps become most active, in that last quarter of the range of motion to get to full lockout. And I'm not saying jam your elbows into extension. That's never advisable. I'm saying just get to full extension with a steady load here as you press it up to the top, but make sure you do, because if you don't, you are again missing out on the main benefit of the triceps in this exercise. And not to mention that at no point again in this exercise do my elbows ever go back up over my head to put that long head of the triceps on stretch. And then finally, can this be a little bit difficult for the elbow joints? It can, just because the weight bearing down straight through the elbow is different than when you were doing the tricep pushdown. So for somebody that has orthopedic issues in their elbows, this one could be a little bit challenging. So once again, while I like the exercise, because of the few detriments that there are to it, it can't be my number one choice. Which brings me to exercise number 3, and you know I saved the winner for last here. Guys, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you probably could have seen this one coming, but it's for all the right reasons once again, and it is the dumbbell tricep extension or the barbell tricep extension. So right away we have the versatility built right into the exercise, and both of them are going to effectively work the same way. We're going to also be able to overload this exercise to create that progressive overload that we need to lift those heavier weights to help the triceps actually respond to that load with growth. And also, because of the fact that we can use an easy curl bar when we do it, we can not only be kind here obviously to the wrists, but back to what I was saying before, the elbows can actually benefit here too as well if you make this one important tweak, and that is try to keep your elbows back, angled backwards instead of vertical at the top of this exercise. Now why? Well, number one, we don't have that compressive load coming down through the elbows underneath that weight at the time of peak contraction. But number 2, we actually can keep the tension on the triceps, because that's where we want it, right? Instead of on the joints itself, by just shifting our arms back a little bit. I've demonstrated this before and why this is so important, but I will tell you this, it is the key to the effectiveness of the entire exercise. You want that tension on the triceps in that peak contracted position, and you can do it only by angling your arms back about 20 or 30 degrees here, as you see in the end portion of this exercise. Now, beyond that, why is this going to get the winner status? Because it gives me that all-important stretch from the long head down in that bottom position. You can see every time I bottom out, I can even raise back a little bit more to get that extra stretch from the long head and then come back out of that position every single time. So I have the benefit of the stretch reflex, I have the benefit of the peak contraction, I have the benefit of all the strength curves working in my favor, and of course I have the benefit of it being a little bit easier on those joints. So guys, for all those reasons, and we can load it up too, it's a mass builder. For all those reasons, if I had to choose one, this would be the choice. But guys, as we always say here, it's never all about one exercise. As a matter of fact, exercises themselves never make a workout program effective. It's how you do them that makes them effective, and we always pay attention to the details no matter what it is we're doing. Not just breaking down these exercises, but every single workout that I prescribe to you guys in all of our programs. If you haven't already started one of our programs, head to ATHLEAN-X.com right now and get our ATHLEAN-X training system. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. If you want to see more iron face-offs, let me know you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to pit them head to head and tell you guys what I really think is the best of the best. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.